Hello out there, this is Wakangel2K1, and I'm finally getting back to doing reviews of the toys that I bought at New York Comic Con this year. I mean, sure, it's only about a month and a week later, so why not? Yeah, I've been busy. Okay, so this is a Glyos figure. Specifically, what did the guy call them? These come from 481 Universe. All this information is here. You saw me do an interview with this guy in my Comic-Con related videos. I still got one more long Comic-Con video to edit. I just haven't gotten around to doing it because I almost had it done, and then I spent 2 hours editing it, and then Windows Movie Maker crashed, and I lost it, and that was so disheartening. I just haven't been able to pick myself back up from that again. Anyway, enough about my Comic-Con video editing woes. This is, what is this? Is this the Traveler or something? I think he called them the Travelers. Don't quote me on that. I decided to get mine in Prototype Blue, although if you go to his site, you can get several different color variants. It is a PVC minifigure. Let's get some size comparisons in. He's roughly as tall as a 3-inch Jazzwares Sonic figure. And yes, Sonic Man is about the same height. I didn't change his height when I customized him. And he features an impressive amount of articulation for a little minifigure like this. He has swivel cuts. There's one here, there's a wrist joint, there's one at the waist, there's one at the hip, there's one here at the knee, one at the ankle. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's basically that's 13 points of swivel cut articulation in the body and the limbs. And this thing is actually a helmet, which when you take it off, reveals a very cool head, which has another point. So that's 14 points of swivel cut articulation on a figure this size. So let's get a close-up look. I talked to him about it, and he said that an inspiration for this design were the space jockeys from the Alien movie franchise, and you can really see it in that you get this big bulky armor with a very human-like yet distinctly alien face underneath. And the cool thing is, the way the molding is done, you can turn it around, and that kind of still looks like something that would plausibly be a mask, although with the back of his head peeking out over the back of his armor, that's kind of telling. Okay, so like all Glyos the thing with Glyos is that it's a toy line I've always kind of admired from afar. Glyos is this big artist-driven, creator-created online community where people make all these little toys and figures that all have one common theme, and that is interchangeability. Every single Glyos piece uses these connector ports, which allow them to interchange parts with other Glyos sets. So the customizability is virtually unlimited, and there's all kinds of parts, including parts that would allow your character to have something more like a natural elbow. So this is just me dipping my toes into a vast ocean of stuff that you can do. I would recommend checking out TJ Omega's Glyos recap videos, because he talks a lot about Glyos and shows off what their possibilities are. Now, as for this guy, he was also selling spare parts, and he gave me one of the packages of spare parts. So let's get those out of there. Alright, so first of all, let's look at a couple of minifigures he included. These are just non-articulated little statue pieces. You have this one big rock guy looking thing, and this other little robot guy looking thing. And these are actually deceptively kind of awesome. I mean, I don't normally go for unarticulated minifigures, but there's just so much to admire in these guys. Like, look at this dude. At first I was thinking, okay, so it's supposed to be something akin to the Thing, right? From Fantastic Four. But look at that. Look at all of that. Like, it is so detailed and so carefully asymmetrical. Like, this just looks like a big random mass that has contorted itself into some humanoid form. Like it's it's a bunch of strange creatures that are crawling all over each other to form this thing. That's really cool. I love how it's like from a distance it just looks like a little man, but then when you get up close you see that it's like organized chaos. This little dude's awesome too. He doesn't have the whole organized chaos thing going around. He just looks more like a man wearing a space suit or a little robot dude. Although his hands look kind of weird. Like maybe he's that thing wearing some kind of containment suit that keeps him squished down into something more human looking. Hey, look at that. I'm already writing fanfiction about these things. In addition to the two little minifigures, the pouch also came with these. They can be bicep and shoulders, but I think they're meant to be like weapon accessories. As you can see, the hands have a fist hole. Oh, by the way, look at the way the hand is designed. Now it's a left hand. When you flip it over, it's the right hand. Symmetry. That's what makes it. That's what gives them more interchangeability. That's the parts. Most of the parts are reversible. Now, I always have a little bit of trouble using the peg holes in the hands. I think because I don't know. I think it just has something to do with the figure being. Alright, I'm gonna do this off camera because I'm trying to do it on camera and I'm embarrassing myself. And there you go. Pegging those two little pipe things in, I give him like a Star-Lord style double-barreled gun thingy. And I also put on one of the swappable shoulder pieces that's included in the bit bag. So you check out this much larger shoulder piece. Still works. It still has the same swivel cuts. Which is, if you didn't have to look at my hand. See, swivelly, swivelly. Yeah, so, yeah, that's it. That's the bits that he comes with that you can exchange on his body. But what this mostly comes with are heads. So many heads. First is this really cool looking fin-headed guy. He has like an expression where one eye is a little squinty. I like that. I don't like the phone ringing. It was a family. Okay, so like I said, this really cool fin-headed guy kind of has like a Parasaurolophus alien thing going on. I like it. Face is really cool, like I said. Another head is this one. Look at that. I mean, you get the impression that there's a couple of eyes. This kind of looks like a really angry Muppet. But the thing is, you turn it around, and you get this other face. Like, it's just abstract enough for you to think that this is like some kind of mushroom-headed guy. I'm kind of getting the impression that he's like wearing a pair of shades, and like this is his face under a mask or something. Like, I mean, again, that subtle bit of asymmetry. Like, at first glance, you look at it, it looks like, okay, it's pretty symmetrical, but then you get closer look and it's kind of all over the place, isn't it? And then there's another Traveler head. Although this one is distinctly more feminine in appearance, with the pointier chin and the smaller eyes. Although it does look exactly the same from behind. There's also some alternate helmets. There's this one, which has like a face impression on one side and some kind of cyclopean thing on the other. And this kind of awesome thing. Yeah, look at that. And then look at that. Well, helmets they kind of lose context when you don't have them attached to something. So let's see what they look like on on the little man. I like how everything's reversible and customizable. Look at that. Now he's got kind of a RoboCop vibe going on. Dead or alive, you're coming with me. And then this one. Or you can flip it around. Kind of. Didn't that ninja guy in one of the Metal Gear games look like this? It's kind of cool. Alright, so, in addition to all the parts being compatible between Glyos sets, you can actually rearrange the parts you come with and come up with completely different looks. So, I'm going to do that. I'm going to dismantle this guy a little bit and then reassemble him in a slightly different configuration, which I actually think is my preferred configuration. I'm going to keep him as once I finish this video. And there we go. At first glance, you might not notice it right away, but I completely inverted the midsection. I took the torso off the hip joints, flipped it upside down, and then reattached it. And that also works just fine. And I actually kind of like this look a little bit better. It looks a little bit more bulked out, as like there's more ablative armor in the way. And I like this, the way the smooth helmet looks with this. As you can see, like, if you look at it upside down, that's the former torso. See? Yeah, this is a pretty cool look for me, I think. And of course I used the smoother helmet. And I attached the more graceful, feminine looking head. Although, I should show what the other heads look like on the body for a little bit of context. Here is Mushroom Man's head. The Mushroom Man head, of course, can't wear the helmets because he's way too big. See? Now that you have a little bit more context, like, you can really see, like, oh, I see, those are eyes, that's like his chin, that's his weird mushroom cap hair. Or, you know, you can always just flip that around. And have your weird hairy face Muppet guy. I just love the interchangeability. I'm so tempted to go out there and just buy a whole bunch more kits. And then there's this dude. Yeah, I mean, this head doesn't have any cool features like being reversible or anything like that, but does it really need to be when it just looks so awesome on its own? I mean, look at that thing. It actually has more impact from the side, but that is still a really cool head. I like these things. I'm tempted to go out there and buy enough bodies so I can use all of these heads. Maybe I'll get body sets from other Glyos kits to vary it around. Okay, so like I said, these come from 481 Universe. Made by Ni Merz, the designer of stuff. And I'm going to include all these links from his card that he gave me in the description below, so you don't have to freeze frame this video or anything like that. Although you may need to freeze frame it if you want to use that QR code. And yeah, check them out. As for this one, like I said, I bought it in the prototype blue because I wanted to take a crack at customizing it myself. If anybody has any suggestions for color schemes, let me know. Because I always do like to include you guys in the decision-making process. By the way, with the torso inverted, you can still put the default helmet on, although it is a little slanted. But yes, that is my jam. So if like I said, anybody has any suggestions, let me know in the comments, and I will see which color schemes I would like to put on. See a good paint job. This is Wakangel2K1 signing off.